Hey planner friends, today's video is going to be about lessons learned in 2020. And these lessons can be applied, let's say, to the way we plan, but also just it's more life lessons that 2020 taught me. And these are things that, you hear it everywhere and you know it, but I think this year, at least for me, I felt it more, like I really feel like, oh, okay, these lessons have really been drilled into me, and I'm hoping that I never forget these lessons that 2020 has taught me. So we'll just begin. Number one is don't put off to tomorrow what can be done today. Um, I feel like we all, no, I'm gonna only talk about myself. I definitely feel like, there are times where I just take things for granted. Um, and this is a lesson that, has been retaught to me, should I say. Um, to get a bit more personal, I lost a very close family member of mine a year ago, and there then I also got taught that lesson, and this year again, um, that it's really important to not take for granted the people that you have in your life, and not and think that they're always going to be there, so then you put them off. It can be a simple thing like, I'll go visit them. I'll go visit so and so next month because this month I really can't. Or I'll call them tomorrow. I'll send them a text message later, um, and then yeah, life happens and you forget, and then before you know it, you're not able to because of um, because of sickness or death or now COVID. You're not able to see each other or meet with each other as easily. So, it can be as deep as that, and also as just things to do's that you put off. Like for example, oh, I'll start my swimming routine next month, and then now like all the all the swimming pools are closed, and you can't do that. So yeah, I think I don't have to explain it too much. You guys get what I mean. Um, don't put off to tomorrow what you can do today. That's number one. Number two is live in the now or live in the moment. And, I think as planner people, we are definitely, well, at least for me, I'm definitely a person who thinks 10 steps ahead. Um, my mind is always to the future, to the things that I need to do, or the steps that I need to take, my goals, and that's all fine. But that can definitely be stress inducing. Um, and and the reality is that we don't know um, if we will, what tomorrow will bring. We don't know if we will even be alive tomorrow. Anything can happen. Not to become morbid or anything, but like that's just the reality. Um, and and so definitely what I've learned this year. Again, all these lessons are things that I knew. Um, but yeah, that is the importance of living in the moment, so that you can also enjoy the moment. Sometimes we are so focused on future worries, or focused on reminiscing things of the past, wishing we were back in the past when things were easier, that we are unable to enjoy the moment we are in now. Um, Here I've written the present is a gift, and looking to the past, or or to the future can cause suffering. And that's something that the I believe in Buddhism, they believe that, like, you know, that this longing for the past or for the future is what brings about personal suffering or unhappiness, and being able to live in the present is what uh, is what makes you happy. So yeah, that's the other lesson I learned this year. The third lesson is that it's okay to not feel good, and it's okay to take a break. Um, Being a planner person, I know I tend to be hard on myself when I don't accomplish what I planned, and um, you know, when things just don't go as I had hoped, I can be quite hard on myself. And this year, I've really kind of had to be kind to myself and compassionate to myself, in that, okay, it's fine that I don't feel like doing certain things, and it's okay to take a break from whatever it is, and focus on my mental health, and stuff like this. um, yeah, just, you know, not only being compassionate to others, but being compassionate to yourself, I think is very important. Our planners are there to serve us and not us to serve them. So, you know, it's okay if not all the to-dos get checked off. So that's the third lesson I learned this year. The fourth is, don't have all your eggs in one basket. This is something that my dad used to tell me all the time. And boy, this year was that like highlighted tenfold. I think I think everyone has realized this year how important it is to have multiple streams of income. Um, Not that I have multiple streams of income, and I have been lucky and blessed that the my main source of income wasn't jeopardized this year. I did have like a second kind of teaching thing, which was done in a more freelance way, and that got canceled. Like, what happened is, I started the workshop, I did one lesson, and then the next week everything got shut down. And of course, you know, I got compensated, but very little. And if that was my only source of income, I would have been in some very deep trouble. Luckily for me, my main source of income continued. I was able to earn enough to live, and even then, I gained more hours. I'm a teacher, so you know, it was difficult to switch, and to, you know, switch to online teaching and stuff, but you know, I still had a job, and I'm super grateful. But I definitely recognize the value of having more than one income source, and that's definitely something that I want to change. It's been in the plans, or should I say, it's been in the works for some time, but I've been reluctant, not reluctant, I guess scared. It's scary to start a new venture, and I've been putting it off, you know, because I've been busy moving countries and moving houses. But I do not want to put that off anymore. So that's something that I kind of started this year, but definitely want to focus more on in the coming year. So, yes, don't have all your eggs in one basket. The fifth lesson that I learned this year was that you do not need a lot to make, or should I say, I do not need a lot to make me truly happy. Um, Yeah, I think a lot of things have been taken away from our lives due to circumstances, but I was still able to have moments of happiness. Um, and I realized that all the other things are just for my ego. Um, this year, I started with the year doing a no or low buy spend year, and I will make another video about that. But I basically started this year with the challenge of not buying stuff and or buying very little things, should I say, um, in an attempt to also, get a handle on my spending habits and get a handle on my finances. And I realized that a lot of my spending is emotional, but I'll get more into that in that video. Um, but yeah, I also realized that, those things that I felt like I needed was more feeding into my ego. Things that I thought would make me happy was more an egotistical type thing, and didn't really bring me true happiness. And the things that did bring me true happiness was spending time with my partner, spending time with friends. Well, and now, because I wasn't really able to do that, I realized the importance of that, and how that actually was what brought me true happiness. Um, and also, what brings me happiness is living in line with my principles and priorities. That satisfies me, and not big things, or having a huge collection of planners. As much as I do love my planners, um, but yeah, I actually don't need a lot to make me truly happy. There are things that I want, and there are things that, I have in my life that do bring me joy. But do I need all those other things? No. What I truly do need is or are quite simple things that money can't buy. So yeah, that is it. I had written 5 things. I definitely learned more than these 5 lessons this year, but I thought about it, and I think these are like the top 5 lessons, important lessons that I learned in 2020. So, what are the lessons you learned? Are you in agreement with these things that I wrote down? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's discuss together. What you learned, and I'm curious to hear and learn from you guys and your experience. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully see you next time in another video. Bye!